Welcome back, my weebs and otakus. It's Otakunofuji with a quick look at Vampire Hunters. It's a first-person shooter take on the Vampire Survivors Bullet Heaven formula, and it's pretty darn fun. It's also a rather good deal at just $15 too, because you're really getting two games in one. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and please like and subscribe if you like this or any of our other content. It really helps. Vampire Hunters is what happens when you take Vampire Survivors and turn it into a first-person shooter. The whole formula of killing thousands of enemies to collect XP, which you then spend to buy tons of different weapons and power-ups, until you're filling the screen with ridiculous attacks, is present and accounted for, and works just as well here. Being a first-person shooter, it does present its own quirks. Obviously, enemies can sneak up from behind since you can't see them, but it all works well once you get into the swing of how to play. You can manually shoot your guns or let the game automatically handle everything, which is recommended because things can get pretty darn hectic deep into a run. The gameplay loop is a little different from a normal Bullet Heaven game, because your best bet for survival is to find choke points and just camp out rather than running around too much. You only really have to move when treasure boxes appear around the level you might want to pick up, or when bosses spawn in and you need to take care of them before the whole level becomes a mess. It can be a little repetitive, I have to say. The weapons and items aren't as interesting as Vampire Survivors and some of its better clones. The first level here also kinda sucks, and makes a pretty awful first impression, but once you beat it and move on to the other levels, they're a lot more dynamic and interesting and fun. The game is also pretty darn difficult at first, but once you level up and can make a build you actually like, it's a lot better to play. One complaint I have is that beating a level takes 30 minutes, which is just way too damn long. There's an unlockable modifier that makes the clock run at 2 times speed, but if you do that, it makes some levels almost impossible to beat, because bosses spawn in so fast you don't have time enough to clear them out, and you can't level up at a fast enough rate to keep up with the hordes of enemies. It's all still fun and you learn how to deal with it, but some rebalancing of the difficulty would really do wonders here. I said that Vampire Hunters is really 2 games in one. Originally, it was a simpler game where you just walked forward down a corridor killing everything that spawned in front of you, while unlocking tons of new weapons and upgrades along the way. That mode is also included here, along with the more open sandbox levels in the survival mode. The 2 modes play pretty differently and have separate progression systems, so you can spend a lot of time playing each of them. I would have to say I prefer the open survivor mode over the classic corridor mode, but I'm glad that they're both here. All in all, Vampire Hunters is pretty darn solid. It's a great value, offering tons of gameplay for $15, and is a fun, fresh take on the wave survival, Bullet Heaven, Vampire Survivors, like whatever you want to call it, genre. It's difficult and takes a bit of grinding to really dig into it, but once you do, it's addictive and fun. I've had a blast with it. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out otakunofuji.com.